Start. Fuck. Fucking pissed off today, man. Trying to get some cash. You know what? It's Monday, so I think our guy Rob is on the show. I think there's a specific team that plays today as well. Rob, what's up with you, my brother? How you doing, man? Is everything cool with you over there?
Yeah, everything is good, Jay. I tell you, the college basketball was wonderful last weekend, to me at least, profit-wise. But that one specific team you're talking about that always seems to play on Monday when we're on together, they disappointed me yesterday. So we'll see if they can't pay back what they took yesterday in tonight's action.
Let's go, guys. Let's go, man. We got about 7 games on the card, 8 games on the card, man. We about to break them down. We're going through our top plays. If you like the show, hit the like button, man. It's all fucking business today. Not really fucking around today, to be honest with you, man. I'm not trying to hear shit. I'm not talking to nobody. I'm not texting nobody back. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm trying to cash, man. First game up. We're headed over here to the streets of Indiana here. Pacers getting a point here at the house versus the Mavs, guys. Mavs third game in 4 nights. They just lost back-to-back as double-digit favorites in this one, Rob. Everyone's out on the Mavs. I'm out on them too, to be honest with you. But what are we doing in this game? Do the Pacers want to win? They've dropped 4 out of the last 5 as well, Rob. What are we doing in this game? Is this a stay off? Do we go with the home dog here? It's basically a pick 'em type of game. How you looking at this one, my guy?
Well, I wanted to look at it from a totals perspective, Jay. Honestly, I felt like both defense could be capitalized on here. Indiana still not playing much defense, and the Mavs certainly not playing any defense. So number looked right until you see the injury report. And again, you have to go about these things with some pause. But if you're not going to get Buddy Hield, which he's out for sure, if you don't get Therese Halliburton, he might be out. Chris Duarte going to sit out of this one. Miles Turner might sit out of this one. It's kind of like what Dallas went up against yesterday, with 4 starters erased from the starting lineup in Charlotte, and came out slow and just couldn't. There wasn't enough time left for them to catch up. 48 minutes wasn't enough. They needed about 55 minutes to catch up in that game. So we'll see if they can start quicker here, Jay. I got to tell you, if I were to lean in this game, I would lean toward the quick start from Dallas. I don't know that I can trust them over 48, but I do think that we won't see what we saw yesterday, which was, I think, 17-4 right out of the chute. I mean, they've got to be better than that. Their starting lineup's going to be better personnel-wise. Just show some heart. Give me some heart for 12 minutes. And I think you might be able to cash that one. But over the course of the long haul here, and depending again upon who's in the lineup for Indiana, I don't know if I could trust them over 48 minutes, that being if Turner and Halliburton both play. Indiana's been a fade in the first quarter all season long. They've gotten a little better as of late, but I don't see any problem with a thought process that says, I'm going to try Dallas on a bounce back early here and see if they can get me some quick cash. I would look that way. As for the total, I'll wait and see how the injury report lines up.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen with the injury report, man. I'll be honest. Everyone from the Pacers, it seems like, and even their beat writers, they're almost like they need to rest Howley and Turner for the rest of the season. You're trying to get the best draft pick. You're not gonna make the play-in tournament. Now, I'm not for sure that they're gonna do this, right? But I don't really care, man. I'm only looking towards the Mavs here. When Luka got his technical foul, it's like a bell popped up in my head. It's like a light bulb. It's like, oh, okay. I think I'm not gonna even tell you too much, man, but I think it's gonna be addition by subtraction. Luka not playing out there today. I believe they're 4-1 or 4-2 straight up this season without. I know they're I believe 4-1 against the spread or 5-1 against the spread without Luka this season. I don't care what the record is. The eye test tells me that the Mavs have been playing better without Luka. I mean, obviously, Kyrie Irving's not 100% with his toe issue, but it seems like these guys still not ready to totally give up yet, in my opinion. Here, obviously they were the 4th seed. Now they're dropped all the way down to the 12th seed, guys. So they're on the outside looking in. This is an absolute must-win spot for the Mavs here, guys. Doesn't mean that they will, but I see a Game 7 type of mentality for the Mavs here. I think Luka is somewhat the cancer right now, as much as people think it's Kyrie. Luka's actually the guy that's pouting and not being a team player right now. You see what I'm saying? So they did have a talk at halftime yesterday's game. They did come out in the second half with some, but it was too late, man. They got to stop doing it. You have to come out early and often and hop on the team here. With the Pacers have somewhat been coming out early, covered their last few first quarters here, in my opinion. But I think this is one where the Mavs come out here early and often, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mavs won this game by 20 points. The Pacers, not necessarily saying they've laid down, but they're talking big picture here. When you start doing that, you're playing your young guys. That's why Benedict Mathurin is starting, and he hadn't really fared well in the starting role. I believe he's had like 4 points, 4 and 6 the past couple games in this one. So I did take the Mavs full game, guys. I'll be honest. Personally, I took the Mavs first quarter, first half as well. You don't have to take this. This is simply what I'm doing, letting you know what I'm betting. I know nobody wants to bet the Mavs today, guys. Don't bet them. Please don't bet them. See what I'm saying? But I'm taking the Mavs in this one, guys. They're winning this game. Absolute must-win type of spot. I think they're treating this one like a playoff game. And like I say, you could see what's going on with Halliburton and Turner, what you want, with the Mavs, all that. I think the Mavs come out here early with something. They know they have to have a faster start. You can't continue to get down by double digits like that. But there was more on the Hornets. Dennis Smith Jr. said we wanted to come out there and put them in the dirt. They were motivated for both of those games, man. This is the game where the Mavs are more motivated team, in my opinion. Give me the Mavs in this one. Like I say, personally, I'm on them early and often. You can do whatever you want. Only official play here, Mavs -1 full game here, Rob. Anything else on this one?
Yeah, just to your point, Jay, about the Pacers. Now they sit 3.5 games out of that 10th spot with 9 to go. So it's not mathematically eliminated, but it's basically eliminated. And if now's the time to rest these guys, so be it. Time to rest these guys. And to your point about Charlotte being motivated yesterday, being a difference, I mean, the counter to that would be, shouldn't Dallas have been motivated? But even if they weren't tonight, if they are, and the other side isn't the way Charlotte was, which I think is the point you were making, you don't believe that the home dog is going to be motivated here like they were yesterday, then Dallas, I mean, show us some heart, man. Make the play-in game. And Luka and that temper, Jay, it's been a problem forever. And 16 technical fouls again. I mean, as he matured, you would have thought that he would grow up a little bit, but he's got to chirp all the time. And like you said, maybe it's not a penalty tonight. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's addition by subtraction. Let's not forget that Kyrie during this Ramadan period. But you know what? He seems like he can go 40 minutes no matter what. So I think that, like I say, I like the Mavs early. I think they will show a little bit of spark here tonight in the first quarter.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I like the Mavs in the first quarter as well. I like them to win this game. I like them to do whatever the hell they have to win this game. And I'm not so sure that the Pacers want to win games right now. Now, I can't tell you. Rick Carlisle, he was the coach for the Mavs, so I'm sure he's going to try to – I'm not going to say they won't be motivated. I'm sure Carlisle would like to get this win, but they did already beat the Mavs in Dallas as well. Get the revenge spot here. I know they're at the rest disadvantage, but no one wants the Mavs today, guys. I feel like everyone is going to go and say, oh, I'm going to give me Pacers here, +1, -1. The people in the chat are saying I took them last night. Give me Mavs here full game. Personally, I did take them in the first quarter and first half as well. They can't continue to have these bad starts, but I think no matter what happens, the Mavs find a way to win this game and get off that losing streak, my guys. Mavs getting a win here tonight in this one. That's a good point. Ramadan, Kyrie, all that good stuff, but I think this is one where Luka out there, they play faster. They're going to play harder on defense. Give me the Mavs full game in this one, guys. Let's head over to the streets of Detroit here, Rob. Pistons getting 16 at the house versus the Bucks in this one. Maybe a Pistons team total over. Bucks maybe early in this one, first quarter, first half. Rob, how are you looking at this one?
Well, for me, Jay, my personal opinion is that the Bucks are doing everything they can to sew up that number 1 seed. They're still playing. In this month, when they've won just about every time big. I think that of their wins, they're 7-1 against the spread. Of their last 8 wins, 6 of those by double digits, I think. So I'm really not afraid of the number so much as I am afraid that if they're up by the big number in the fourth, they're going to pull people. And the back door is always what scares you in a game like this. But right now, the Bucks show me a team that's focused. They're coming off a blowout loss in Denver. It is first back home. Or no, it's not. Excuse me. They remain on the road. But Giannis's mindset, Jay, it always strikes me as being different than a lot of the other stars around the league. Like, this guy's all business all the time. Like, he doesn't want to sit there and pat himself on the back ever for what they're doing. No, just next game, let's go. Got to win, got to win. I think they're trying to hold off Boston here. So I would only be on Milwaukee because as much as we just talked about maybe Indiana wanting to lose games, Detroit really wants to lose games. They're not close right now. And the injuries are still there. There's 5 or 6 guys still on the injured list. So it's kind of a tough game for me because I want to be on Milwaukee, but I'm just afraid that at the end I get beat. So I would shorten it up. I would say Milwaukee first half. I think they'll be out and in control of this one. Drew Holiday's not going to play here. But I think we've seen with the Bucks that one guy down doesn't matter too much with them because they're so deep. I haven't played it, Jay, so I don't want to give people the impression that I'm on this game. But if I were, I think I would be on Bucks first half.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off. I couldn't talk you off Bucks early. I don't like betting these type of games. I do think a better bet might be Pistons team total under. I know that Drew Holiday not being in here can kind of mess things up here, but Bucks coming off a loss here. It is third straight road game. They've been playing some really great defense. 3 of their last 4 games have went under as well. Pistons did have 2 days off of rest. The Pistons' last 6 games have went under the total, guys. So they have been playing, at least trying to play defense. They've been playing a little bit slower as well. I'd be looking at maybe Pistons team total under. I could see the full game total going under as well, but it's one where if I like the under, I just take the Pistons team total under. We know the Bucks can go off for 130 points here in this one. So like I say, I personally don't like betting these type of games. I can only look at Bucks first quarter, first half, full game, Pistons team total under, and possibly full game under as well, but not touching that game, guys. Let's go over here to the streets of New York here, guys. We have the Knicks laying 13.5 points here at the house versus the Rockets. Rockets continue to get smacked up on the road. They did cover the first game versus the Grizzlies that gave up 150 points the next night. Then they lost 108-91 last night in Cleveland as well. Third game in 4 nights, all on the road here for the Rockets here. What do you think in this one, Rob? You think we could see some pace in this game, or do you see another 91 sub 100 point game from the Rockets in this one?
Well, I'll say this. I don't think there's a team that needed a 3-day break more than the Knicks. I mean, Julius Randle was starting to go haywire on this team, and they were losing games. And what looked good, Jay, about 2 weeks ago with the New York Knicks, I saw a lot of people talking about who could cause more havoc in the East, the Knicks or the Cavs. And right now the answer is obviously the Cavs because they're playing way better. The Knicks just stumbled. And like I said, I think the reset button is good for them. This opponent is good for them. The home floor is good for them. Remember, they've been almost automatic at home first half all season long. Best home record in the NBA against the spread first half. However, with everything you just laid out about Houston's schedule, the old school line of thinking, which I still remains true, would be if Houston has anything in the tank, it would be early because they've been through so much. You don't want to count on them to give you 48 full. They may be dragging by the end of this game. I like Knicks team total a little bit here. Numbers 122. You talked about Houston giving up 151. They're not adverse to giving up 122 points in any game. And the Knicks so well rested, unless they come out, Jay, and they're shooting crooked from the outset and it takes them some time to find the rim or the bottom of the net. I don't think it'll be a problem for them. Houston very rarely puts up a lot of resistance defensively. And I just feel like the Knicks are going to come out with some fire here. Again, it's a 3-day reset. Very uncommon here at this time of year for these teams. So I would look that way. I would look either Knicks first half, if you were going to look to shorten it up, or I would look Knicks team total. I can't argue with anybody, though, Jay, that wants to play Knicks full game. The only thing that scares me is I need to see one really, really good performance before I sit there and try and back them over 48 minutes.
Yeah, Knicks coming in off 3 straight losses. I don't think that Brunson's going to play. I do think that Brunson has a long-term injury. They just don't want to tell us. So they're saying his hand. I think it's something further than that, to be honest with you. But I don't like how they kind of play with us. You see what I'm saying? Our guy Ron Crawford in the chat as well. Ron, what's up, man? Post your pick in the chat, Ron. I know you got a spreadsheet player today, my brother. But here, like I say, the Knicks, I don't like how they manipulate their injury report. I don't think that Brunson's going to play, so I wouldn't expect that. If you do like the Knicks, this line might come down as well. If you like the under, this line might come down. But Knicks off 3 straight losses, 3 days off of rest as well. They do have a revenge spot with the Miami Heat up on deck. Just a really tough field for me. Like I said, I don't want to lay this. If Brunson was in, then I'd probably go ahead and lay this with the Knicks. Regardless, this game could get ugly. You see what I'm saying? Regardless, man. So give me. I'm not betting this game, man. I'm not. The Rockets here are 5 straight losses in this one. 1-4 ATS last 5 as well. Oh shit, man. They say Luka's in, man. Fuck.
Oh no.
It's crazy because I don't like that. I don't fucking like it. Oh boy. Good God. Oh man. All right, whatever. I'm not betting this game though. This is a game that I'll watch. Would kind of like to look towards the under in this one, but the Rockets can give it up, man. Last game of a 4-game road trip, they don't really have any need to play defense right now, but the Knicks, they will play some defense as well, man. So, damn, man, I want Luka bum ass to be out, man, but whatever, man. So nothing for you on this one, right, Rob?
The little spat between Emmanuel Quickly and Randall, the 2 Kentucky guys the other night, I think was nothing more than an on-court little petty argument. I think it'll be straightened out here. I think if I were to lean, Jay, I would lean Knicks team total over. Even without Brunson, I think they'll get over the 122 mark here against a tired Houston team.
Yeah, I couldn't talk you off that. I don't really know what the hell is going on in this one, to be honest with you, man. But I'm not taking it with the Rockets. I can tell you that much. I don't even know what to do with that team total wise, side wise. Probably just fade them for the rest of the year. Let's go over here to the streets of Utah here, Rob, because we do have the Jazz here getting 6.5 at the house versus the Phoenix Suns in this one. What are we doing with this game, right? The Suns came off a road trip, a 3-game road trip. They come home, get a big win versus Philly, right? But now they right back on the road for a game, and then they go home and face Minnesota as well. So they do need all these wins because you can't really be piling up losses in this Western Conference. You find your ass in a play-in tournament here. Jazz coming off 3 straight losses here as well. This is they have 1 home game, and then they head out on a 3-game road trip. How you looking at this one? I'm leaning some type of way to hop on Suns here, Rob.
Yeah, I think I can only lean toward over here, Jay. The numbers that I'm seeing out of Utah's defense, and we know they were never a good defense to start with, but recently there was a game a couple of nights ago, Jay, where Utah played Milwaukee that I happen to keep this statistic that I like to call potential points. If every single shot that was taken in the game went in the basket, how many points would they have scored? It helps me with totals. In that Jazz-Milwaukee game, the highest one of the year, 546 points would have been scored if every shot went in. They took 201 field goal attempts in that game. So Utah could care less about defense right now. There's a chance Lauri Markkanen might be in. Despite the fact that he's been out, they still got the 234 against Sacramento. They still got the 260 against Milwaukee. Phoenix's defense is another reason why I like this play over. They were up for Philly. They hold Philly to 105. We see Joel today telling you, I'm pretty banged up. I need rest. And he was sluggish in that game against Philadelphia, right? But prior to that, Phoenix gives up 135, 122, 124, 123, 128, 116, and 113. This is not the old Phoenix that plays defense. DeAndre Ayton comes back tonight. Maybe that changes some things. It could also add points to their total. I think this number, if you're going to bet it over, which I did, I bet it right now because if Lauri Markkanen gets announced in, it's going from 234 to 237, and you can get a real bargain price here. I still think it goes over 234 if Markkanen doesn't play. So give me that game up and over 234. Like you say, it's a kind of a tough turnaround for Phoenix, having to go home and then come back and ask them to be motivated again. I'm just not sure. So I'll play over in that one.
Well, I think the Suns will be motivated regardless because they've only won 3 out of their last 9 games. So they need to stack up wins here. I mean, it's going to be a really tough game the next 2 as well versus Minnesota and Denver. But they do get Kevin Durant back the next game as well. I see that he was supposed to come back on Wednesday here. So Suns might have a little pep in their step. I do think they win this game. The Jazz, I really don't think they're going to make the playoffs. So even though the Jazz could cover the spread, I definitely think the Suns win. You could wait for Markkanen on this one, but I'm leaning Suns here, even at the 6.5. half in this one, my guy. Shout out to my guy Jordan in the chat. He says, I just walked in to bet to MGM Sportsbook. What's popping, my dog? J Money, let's cash. I like it, my guy. I like it. Let's go over here to the streets of Denver here, man. We got the Nuggets here, laying 5.5 at the house versus the Philadelphia 76ers in this one, my guy. We need to see what's up with Embiid. I don't like the talk, right, of him saying that he needs a day off because at least he believes that he may not play tonight. But I'm leaning Sixers here early. I'm leaning Sixers here in the first half. In this one, it's tough to bet against the Nuggets at the house because second half they can really turn things on. But if I want this one, I want Sixers in the first half. You do need Embiid in this one. You do need the MVP back and forth. But wouldn't be surprised if the Sixers came out here with emphasis off of 2 straight losses in this one, Rob.
Yeah, this is a strange one, Jay, where Joel is concerned because in your mind you feel like this game's against Jokic. If you want to seal the MVP, you come out and play tonight and you seal the deal and win the thing. And you know, he is one of those athletes or one of those NBA players that, I mean, he has gutted through this. I give him credit because he plays. We come on here every Monday, and I'm sure you do the rest of the week, and we kind of get on these guys that have to sit and you know what I mean? These guys that don't want to play. And this guy wants to play, but he may be a little too banged up to play here. And if James Harden is too banged up to play here too, I would lean Denver simply because I think Denver's got a small point to prove here, Jay. We saw that in the Milwaukee game. All of a sudden, Denver, a lot of talk, then no talk. Oh, Denver's fading. They're just pulling regular Denver because they were in that stretch. They go out and beat Milwaukee 129-106. I think a little bit of a statement from that team. I think they want to make a little bit of statement against the East here as well. So I would probably lean Denver. I'm going to take the opinion. Wow. I mean, knowing what I know living outside Philadelphia here about Joel, I really think he wants to play, but it may be too much to ask him to play here tonight. You know what I mean? So you're probably better off playing Denver now. Again, we just saw what happened. While you and I have been talking, Luka got ruled in. Game goes from 1-4.
Good God.
If Joel gets ruled in this game, it's going to go from 5.5 down to 2.5 or 3. So if he doesn't play, it's going to go up to 8.5. If you like the Denver side, go now. I don't think Joel's going to play, just my best guess. And I do think Denver's got a little bit of a point to prove here in this game as they did the game prior against Milwaukee.
No, that's a good point there. James Harden should come back here, though. We already saw that that the coach said that he was likely to come back in this game. They also need Jalen McDaniels as well. He is their best perimeter defender. We see Michael Porter Jr. pop up on the injury report for the Nuggets, and that one could be just a little injury report manipulation here. But I do think the Sixers need to close out this road trip strong, man. These were 4 huge games. Chicago, they got that one done, but then Golden State and Phoenix, you got smacked up in both of those. I still can't believe they didn't cover a spread in that Warriors game, man. You got outscored 27-12 in the last 4 minutes of that game, man. Just fucking, I was so fucking heated that day, man. But regards to that, this is a big game for both teams, in my opinion. Now, the Nuggets, they're still sitting at number 1 seed here, coming off a huge game. I can only look at Sixers in the first half here, whether Embiid plays or not. I'm only looking at Sixers in the first half. Full game-wise, the Nuggets could be the play, but it's one of those, if I feel like the Sixers get it done in the first half, then you'll get a better number with the Nuggets there in the second half. We actually wouldn't be surprised if Sixers had the lead at the end of the first half. Could be one of those halftime, full-time spots where you take the underdog in the first half and the favorite in full game. You usually can get like plus 500 in those, man. So Harden, I fully expect him to play. They do need McDaniels and House as well. So regardless if Embiid plays or not in this one, I lean at Sixers in the first half in this one. And the Nuggets probably do win this game, though, my guys. But we'd really like to see Embiid and Jokic go at it once again tonight, so Embiid can own him once again. That's what I'd like to see in this one. Let's head over to the streets of Sacramento here, Rob. Kings, land 4 at the house versus the Wolves. Total sitting at 239. Kings can, I believe, clinch a playoff berth tonight. Wolves coming off a huge win last night versus Golden State. Do you think that takes a little bit out of it? I know me personally, I like the under in this game. Now, the De'Aaron Fox could get ruled in. You could get a better number, but I do think the Wolves bring their defense here, and the Kings have been playing some good defense at the house as well. I like this to be a playoff style type of game. Give me under 239 in this one, Rob.
Yeah, you know what? I couldn't argue that. I probably wouldn't play it just because I'm scared to death of Sacramento Kings games and unders. However, you and I talked about this long ago, at least a month and a half ago, a particular game where the T-Wolves showed some defensive heart and like they really wanted to play defense. And it hasn't been consistent since that day, Jay, but you watched last night and they're starting to get their pieces back together. And I'm thinking to myself last night, maybe a future on these Minnesota Timberwolves to do some damage and then a hedge out if they make it a couple of rounds here, because they look really good in that Golden State game. And if you can shut down that offense, you can shut down any offense. However, the problem here is, can you shut down on back-to-back nights two potent offenses? I'm not sure. Is everybody going to play? Anthony Edwards just came back last night. Is he going to play the second of back-to-backs? We don't have their submission yet. Is Karl Anthony Towns going to play the second of back-to-backs? Who knows? Is Rudy Gobert going to play the second of back-to-backs? Who knows? We could see a plethora of Minnesota injuries hit that list a couple hours from now. So right now, if you like Sacramento, bargain basement, 4 points. Because like you said, you may get Fox on your side and you may get subtractions on their side. And I'm not saying closing line value is everything, because a lot of times we take that closing line value right out to the trash can. Right. But I mean, you're supposed to, in our business, try and get it and anticipate it. And I think that Sacramento probably is the way I would lean here, laying 4. Just thinking that I love what Minnesota did last night, Jay. I just wish they had a day off in between here, and then I might think differently.
Yeah, man, the Wolves are actually 2-1 this season versus the Kings, and it's crazy. They did this exact same thing, guys. They were on a back-to-back without rest and came in, but they was coming off a loss, though. I don't remember exactly who it was, but they were coming off a loss, and then they came in there to Sacramento and smacked them up 138-134. They actually had they actually cast the trifecta spot versus the Kings as well. So it looked like it's right here, man. I just got to see real quick, who did they lose to before their game? So they had they had one versus the Lakers. They had one versus the Lakers, March 3rd, 110-102. They come out there next night, go to Sacramento, and literally smack them up from get-go. 36-30 at the end of the first quarter, 38-34 at the end of the, and they were up by 10 at the end of the first half. Sacramento came back with some in the third quarter, but the Wolves end up winning the game. And you know what? That speaks volumes, because the Kings are actually, and I'm not telling you to not take the Kings, because I do think I'm not betting against the Kings at the house. They have a whole nother gear. But weirdly enough, the Kings are 7-14 when they have the rest advantage. It's crazy as hell, Rob. It's like when they're coming a day off and the team is on the back-to-back, that's when the Kings actually have a letdown. Regardless, I see defense playing this game. Did you see how the Wolves were playing defense last night? Yeah. This is a top-tier defensive team. I don't think that Karl Anthony Towns plays now. There's a possibility that he could, right? They're shooting for the best possible. They're trying to shoot for a 6 seed or higher to even get out of the play-in tournament. So it's still a big game for the Wolves, right? Kings are basically submitting in the third seat there. So personally, I do still lean Wolves, but I'm not going to bet the game because I know the Kings can turn up here. Fox did get upgraded to questionable, right, Rob? So even though he got a quad injury, he could possibly play here, man. But regardless, I think this will be a defensive playoff style type of game, whether Cat or plays or not. I definitely think Anthony Edwards is playing. That's just what he never likes to sit out games. So if he's healthy, he's probably going to play. Cat with the calf injury, they might choose to sit him regardless. As long as you got Gobert in there, you got Jaden McDaniels in there as well. I think this will be a defensive type of game. And like I say, the Kings have been playing some great defense as well. Not at the rim, but outside, they hadn't even really been letting you get to the rim. So I see like a little slower pace type of game in this one. I'm a small play for me, but give me the under here, 239. And like I said, if Fox is in, it will go back up to like 241. But regardless, I think this is way too many points here in my opinion. What's going on? Because Suns hitting 7 right now. Suns are getting popped up to 7 right now. But yeah, Chris, I couldn't talk you off that Timberwolves in the first half and that one, my brother. Tough game for me, but I do think the Wolves are buy on right now. I'm not betting against them, not betting against Kings, but I do think this game finishes under 235, my guys. So over to the streets of Portland here, but a couple more games here. Blazers getting 11 at the house versus the Pelicans here, Rob. What do you think? Do you think 11 is way too many to lay with the Pelicans on the road, or what are we doing in this one? Total sitting at 227.
Yeah, I think you have to really like this sudden surge out of the Pelicans, Jay. But again, we're betting numbers, right? 11's a large number for a team like this that can sometimes go dry offensively. But I will say that Brandon Ingram, since he came back, has been really, really good. CJ McCollum seems to be playing a lot better here. This team, over the course of their last 4 games, win by 10, win by 35, win by 29, win by 19, and win by 21. Those are all large blowout wins over Clippers, Charlotte, San Antonio, Houston. 3 of those are bad basketball teams, but so is Portland right now. Portland's just, it's full youth movement, right? It's let's watch Shaedon Sharpe. Let's watch Watford. Let's play Ryan Arcidiacono at point guard last night. Come on. I mean, they've given up, right? So New Orleans has to take advantage of all of these because that race in the West is so tight between 4 and 12 is separated by like 2 games. Every night these things move. So important for New Orleans to win here. I like the way they're playing. I won't bet against them, but I don't think I have the heart to lay 11. Even though I just rattled off, they've won 4 games by margin. So it's not like they can't win by margin. They're doing it right now. I don't know, Jay. That's one that I didn't play. I probably won't play, but I fully expect New Orleans to win that basketball game.
I don't like the spot for the Pelicans here. They have the Warriors on deck tomorrow. I would not lay 11 with this team. And I don't like this CJ McCollum comments as well. He just saying, oh, okay. Oh, the Blazers, I believe they're out of the playoffs. And you know what? Also, the guys aren't ruled out yet. Who's to say here, Rob? And I hate to speculate, but who's to say that the Blazers can't play their guys for one more game, try to turn up for one more game, right? They do have revenge versus the Pelicans. Would have got smacked up. They rest their guys last game. Now, there's talk of them basically resting for the rest of the season, but if I'm not mistaken, these guys are still doubtful today. They're not necessarily ruled out here. So I would be surprised if a couple players played for the Blazers, especially here in CJ McCollum. He was played a long time for the Blazers, all this, but this is a world of social media these days, right? I guarantee you somebody sent them what CJ McCollum said about the team. They're riding high right now. Remember, they're covered 4 straight, and covered 4 straight as well. Pelicans still not the greatest team on the road. They're landing 11 points here on the first half of a back-to-back versus the Warriors tomorrow. Blazers came out there really scrappy yesterday as well, guys. Remember, they've been losing for a while. Just a lean for me, but I lean Blazers here plus 11, but I do think this game goes under as well. We know the Pelicans are going to bring the defense, and the whole thing is either the Blazers are going to play their guys, or even if they don't here, I think this one goes under. So you can take some of this under 227 now. There could be guys ruled in for the Blazers, but regardless, I do think we see some defense played in this game. And when you have the Pelicans as well with the Warriors on deck tomorrow, you kind of want to, you know what I'm saying, clamp down and get this one. You want to keep this one low scoring as well. So slight lean to the under in this one. Under 227, I think, is the right side in this one. Me and my guy Punt's the Undertaker. I was talking about this one with him last night. I'm like, I know you're gonna like a few of these unders, man. And he ended up on this under, did get it at 230, but down to 237 in this one. I feel like this will be a defensive type of game where no matter who plays for the Blazers, I think they're gonna have something to say about CJ McCollum's comments over there, guys. So heavy lean to the under in this one, and I wouldn't be surprised if Blazers plus 11 got there. You might see this spread start to trickle back down to 9.5 in this one, Rob. Last game up. Let's go over here to the streets of LA here. Clippers land 4.5 at the house versus the Bulls. Total sitting at 220.5. Could be another under spot here, Rob. And couldn't talk you off Bulls as well. I really need the Bulls to keep this game close. I like for the Bulls to win this game, to be honest with you. The Bulls are getting smacked up in their next game here, but Rob, I need the Bulls to go all out, double overtime type of game in this one. What you looking at in this one?
7-2 over their last 9. They're playing good basketball, a little bit under the radar to those who aren't keeping an eye on the Chicago Bulls, but the all-around game has been good. I know, LeBron plays yesterday. The line goes up. Chicago wins from the opening tip to the final buzzer. It was not that difficult of a game for Chicago. So unlike what Minnesota had to go through last night in the closing moments against Golden State, for Chicago, it was pretty easy, wire to wire. Clippers off of a huge loss to New Orleans, Jay. That's a little bit scary for me. I would expect them at home with a little bit of pride and bounce back here. Of course, Paul George, not having him is a big deal, but it's still a deep enough team to win games without Paul George. They did it the prior game. They won, beat Oklahoma City 127-105. So it's in them to do so. I like the way the Bulls are playing. I don't like the back-to-back situation, but I do like the fact that you don't travel anywhere. It's LA to LA. However, we know that was an afternoon game yesterday, and Chicago could leave the arena and go, have a little fun before tonight's game. So I'm going to say I like the Clippers a little bit here. I didn't bet it yet. I think the price is probably right, but I don't want to stand in front of the Bulls at this point in time, 7-2. I just think Billy Donovan, he's got these guys playing united once again. I mean, for a while, it looked like they were fractured somewhat as a locker room, but I don't see that. We see the assist totals pretty good here on this team. Everybody seems to be enjoying winning. Tough game. I could not disagree with under. Both of these teams are predicated in defense, and after you give up 131 to New Orleans, Ty Lue, that's got to be your talking point. Defense, defense, defense. So I would say under.
Yeah, we know the Bulls are going to play the defense, right? Vucevic got thrown out
Mm-hmm.
yesterday's game in the first half, I believe. So he's going to be rested in this one. The Bulls have actually been playing some really good connected defense here. They've won 5 of their last 6, covered 5 of their last 6 as well. I do worry a little bit of a letdown here, but I'm not laying points with the Clippers right now. I think Lou is out. I think Lou is like literally checked out. He's tired of this old ass team. This is the oldest team in the NBA. Somebody's always getting injured for this team, man. I think Lou is done. I think he can't. I think he's like so paid because like I watched him after that loss in OKC after Paul George went down. Lou was out there smiling and shit. He's kind of just like, man, damn, man, somebody's gonna keep getting injured on this team, and I just feel like he shouldn't have been smiling right after Paul George might be out for the season. This one also. You cannot be starting Morris, guys. What are we doing here? If they start, which one is this? Marcus Morris, guys. Why are you still starting him? Like, what? I want no parts of the Clippers right now. I'm sorry. None. No parts. I hope they lose this game outright. I hope the Bulls keep it going. That way they can come home and get their ass smacked. I'll be on the Lakers here on Wednesday, all over the Lakers on Wednesday. I'm telling you that right now, man. But I need the Bulls to win this game. I'm not betting it. I hope the Bulls go all out in this one. I hope they go to double overtime in this game, expend all the energy in the world, and then fly back home and get smacked up by the Lakers on Wednesday, guys. But yeah, rooting for the Bulls here. No parts of the Clippers. You make a good point, Rob. They are coming off getting smacked from start to finish versus the Pelicans. I'd still lean to the under in this game. If I'm betting this game, I'm betting under 220.5 in this one, Rob. That's the show, my brother. It's time to get out of here. It's time to get some cash in this one. A quick commercial from our guys over at Wager Talk. And then Rob, break us off with your best play.
Play ball. Hot off the press, handicappers from Wager Talk, Sports Memo, and The Gold Sheet have collaborated on the 2023 Wager Talk Media MLB Betting Guide. From World Series odds to regular season win totals and everything in between, this year's betting guide features previews on all 30 teams, all 6 divisions, and season-long awards like the Cy Young, MVP, and Rookie of the Year. Each preview contains key roster acquisitions and departures to help you get up to speed before opening day. Visit wt.buzz/MLB23 to download your free guide, and we'll see you in the batter's box.
We'll see you guys in the batter's box, guys. 783 people watching live. Hit the like button, subscribe, Rob. Let us know your best bet for today so we can get out of here, my guy.
Yeah, real quick, I'll just say $9 Monday over at wagertalk.com. Go ahead and purchase many plays over there for $9. I have college basketball and NBA up and available. Now, for purposes of the show, Jay, I like that Phoenix-Utah game over. I mean, Utah their games have so many opportunities for points. 234 is way too low. I mean, the line in the sand for me with Utah right now is about 245. I think Phoenix gets it done offensively. Their defense has not been good in the last 8. So for those reasons, Phoenix, Utah, up and over 234. I do it now. Marking it, I guess, is game time decision. I think I just saw that as we were talking, Jay. So we'll see if he goes or not. Makes no difference to me. Phoenix, Utah over 234.
Man, I hate the way they play with us. Man, they know if marketing is playing. Man, they gotta stop. They gotta stop with this injury report manipulation shit, man. Game time. You know if he's playing literally right now, man. But whatever. Like I said, I took Mavs +1 this morning, guys. I didn't expect Luka to be in, guys. So I mean, I hate that that's the play of the day. That's the game that I have the strongest feel on. I do think the Mavs win this game. And to be honest, if they were sent at the Tech, the NBA probably wants the Mavs to win this game. I don't think the Pacers are necessarily trying to win right now. So, I mean, if you like to lay the 4 with the Mavs, put them in the money line parlay or something. But like I say, I bet them thinking Luka was going to be out. I actually liked it better with Luka out. I do think that he's the cancer on the team right now. So take it for whatever it's worth. I don't even know what to say right now, man. Because I mean, fuck, how do you resend a take? But whatever. I bet the Mavs first quarter, first half, full game, man. So that's still what I need. In this one, man. Just really kind of a bummer, man. Because I didn't want Luka in this game. It's crazy as it sounds. I didn't want Luka in this game. I lean Suns in this one. I lean Blazers. I lean the under even better in that game. Lean Sixers. I do like that. I kind of like that Sixers halftime, Nuggets full time in that one, man. I do kind of like that one, guys. But Sixers first half will be a top look in that one. I did bet the Timberwolves and Kings game to go under. Like I say, you can put something small on it now if you'd like to and wait for Fox to get ruled in. I do think he plays. But I do think that Timberwolves and Kings game goes under. I think it'll be a playoff style type of game. And I also lean under in Bulls versus Clippers as well. Bulls been playing some really good defense, playing at a slow pace as well. And I do do think the Clippers can still play at least a little bit of defense, and their offense is ass, my guys, as well, man. So that's the show, man. Today, trying to get some cash, man. So I don't even know what to say about the Mavs game anymore. I didn't expect it to be that way, but I don't think the Pacers are necessarily trying to win right now. So I'll leave you with that, man. But let's get some cash, man. We're out. Man, couldn't talk you off not even betting the fucking NBA today, guys. But let's get this cash, man. We're out, man. It's Us Against the Bookies. We back tomorrow, as always. Let's go. We out. Hit the like button if you like the show.